1 minute. Y tú dices que se oye bien, ¿verdad? A new day starts, a routine, an ongoing routine, discipline, motivation, and sacrifices. A warrior is built according to falls and pain and knockouts, those that stand up when he can't anymore, and he is transformed into a champion. Total Knockout, WBC. We launched in the air the first international channel 100% related to boxing, Double Knockout, WBC, unique and exclusive content with interviews to the most important personalities of the fascinating world of boxing from Cancun, Quintana Roo, Mexico. Showtime. Total Knockout, WBC. A select programming created for the fans of boxing. Boxing fans, the most important box cards are going to be watching the Total Knockout WBC. Live and direct boxing, where the chloroform evenings are going to flood the TV screens. Knockout, knockout, knockout. Total Knockout, WBC, 100% boxing channel.
Comienza un nuevo día.
Good evening. Welcome to this chat under the framework of the 58th Annual Boxing Convention of the WBC. Something very special. We're launching for the first time worldwide the first channel 100% dedicated to boxing. Yes, the only sport that cannot be played. And this is how we would like to welcome one of the most important entrepreneurs in Mexico, but worldwide, Pepe Gomez. Pepe, hi, a great greeting, and what a presentation of this evening. It seems to be that we have a small audio difficulties. No. Hi, Ernesto. How are you? And we are very happy to have the World Boxing Council, and we thank them for launching our channel. Of this channel is Total Knockout WBC, and we'll launch it into the world in this important 58th annual convention of the WBC. For us, it is a great pleasure as a company, as a TV network and broadcasting company to launch it today. Today, we are walking the red carpet. Pepe, successful entrepreneur, whatever you've undertaken, and Pepe, why are you so sure that Total Knockout WBC is going to be successful? It's a very important question. It is a very deep question, and I want to explain it like this. In the beginning, in the launching of the channel, headquartered in Miami, Florida, a few years back, we had some falls. We had to stand up as like any champion. We had a knockout, but we were able to rise back up. It took us, it took us a few $1 million that kind of moment where we felt, but our soul is an entrepreneur soul, and we could not give up and put away this important project. This important project is today very successful. I'm certain of that because we learned from our mistakes and the errors we had. We didn't make the same errors again. In each of the companies and each of the human beings have strengths and weaknesses. And of these weaknesses, we've paid lots and lots of attention in order to do things right so that the strengths will not hit us. And if they hit us, we're able to resist. That's how and why we change the way. And as they say, if the result is something you don't obtain the way you wanted, you have to change the way to have the result, but don't change your goal. Never change your goal. And we change the way of doing things, but we never ever change our goals. And the main goal is to give 24 hours, 7 days a week, to provide boxing to the Mexican people, to the people that live in the United States, to the Latin people that love and live boxing. And boxing, it is just beating in their hearts, and why sacrificing hours and hours and hours of the young warrior in a ring that is prepared intensively since the 4 rounds until they reach the highest level. And why limiting these youngsters? Why don't allow them to be in some other TV channels and just allow them to have a few minutes or an hour the most? Why do we have to minimize these? We understood that we had to give all the space because many times there's 6 and 8 round fights that could be even better than the main fight. And here we've opened the space 24 by 7 for today's fights and yesterday's fights in a programming that is called Regal Boxing. We've allied with the best boxistic companies and broadcasting companies in the world. We have digitalized materials of fights that took place yesterday. We've allied with these companies that have supported us, and today we have raw material to work with. And the third is that we have the seal of one of the best world boxing organizations in the world, the best organization in the world, that is the WBC, that has allowed us to use precisely their logo to be able to give and deliver to the boxing world quality boxing, quality programming, and quality shows where youngsters that start in this difficult world of boxing have precisely that. They have spaces to be able to grow and be able to see themselves in this window of total knockout WBC. And aside from that, they are going to work with us and we are going to have programs. We're going to see the efforts and work done by the matchmakers. The matchmakers spend hours and hours in the negotiations for a good match that's demanding by the boxistic world. Also, trainer reports and manager reports, and of course, us, the promoters. So this is the first 100% boxing channeled worldwide, and today is already in the United States through the Frontier, AT&T, and Mediacom channels. It's already in Los Angeles being transmitted. Our channel is already being transmitted, and that, of course, without the help of the WBC and the support of the World BC, it would have been very difficult to achieve. That's why I'm telling you that with all these elements, like a champion, knockout first time, but I didn't stay on knocked out. We stood up with a group of partners that are here, that are in Los Angeles, Cancun, and Mexico City and Mexico to create these strengths that for sure at the very beginning we didn't have them. Nowadays we have them because Mexicans love box. That box runs through their veins. Boxing is core for Mexicans. That's why the slogan of our uh, channel is total knockout, the NA of boxing, because it runs to the Mexican people, the boxers, Argentinian boxers, Brazilian boxers, Spanish boxers, Russian, Chinese, Japanese boxers. The ADN of boxing is in total knockout, WBC. That is why this is a channel that is very successful because we're the first one, and the one that hits first hits twice. Pepe, I'd like to ask you now, in this sense, boxing, no question, is the sport that greatest glory has given to Mexico in some occasions, and I say it personally. I don't know if you agree with my comment. Broadcasting companies have been selfish by not showing boxing as it should be, and I insist by understanding that this is the sport that greatest glory has given to Mexico. Total knockout operates with that, delivering the fans the boxing as people like it, as we, the people, like it. Boxing is not only watching contenders on a ring. It's the end. That is the end. It's a hard work that was done for that boxing event in order to face or to be able to watch two important world champions. Everything behind this show has to be shown first because there's a lot of courageous people that deliver, that give us everything, and many times just receive nothing as an exchange or nothing. And today they have some space within our TV channel. And that is what you're saying is completely correct. TV channels have been selfish by giving us very few airtime to a sport that is so wonderful, such as boxing. And why? Because they're not the owners of the boxers, but they are owners of the soccer teams, and that's why baseball practically in Mexico has disappeared. Is that the reason? As well as basketball and cycling. Why? Because nowadays in Total Knockout, WBC, because I'm a box promoter, we have the support of the World Boxing Council. We are partners and we know about boxing. We know what boxing is all about, and we live one way or another way. We live out of boxing. That's why we opened this channel for the fans and sport people that loves this sport, boxing. Pepe, behind all of these people involved in this huge project, we have the signature of the WBC, but there's so much history, so much trajectory that you're sitting in Muhammad Ali's chair and I'm sitting in Julio Cesar Chavez's chair. That means we're in the studios of Total Knockout, WBC, Cancun, and say something to people that watch us around the world. What are the stories of these two wonderful chairs where we're sitting right now? Of course, this is an example. This is an example of the knowledge that we have within the boxistic industry, the boxing industry. This chair where I'm seated, Muhammad Ali sat here in the 50th convention in Cancun of the World Boxing Council, and he was appointed, Muhammad Ali, the king of boxing, and was crowned by Italy Klitschko, Julio Cesar Chavez, Al Canelo Alvarez, Zorio Maravilla Martinez, and many, many other important boxers that were here present in Cancun in the 50th annual convention of the WBC 8 years ago. And Muhammad Ali sat here in this chair, and it was designed. This chair was specifically designed, handmade, hand carved to see the king of boxing, and today is being used to launch our channel. The chair where you're sitting last year in the 57th convention, we crowned and we honored Cesar of boxing, Julio Cesar Chavez. And that chair, Mayan chair, where you're seated right now, was the chair where he sat and was crowned here also in Cancun. So again, what I want to tell you is that Total Knockout WBC brings with it the knowledge, brings with it the basis, the foundations. It is not a channel that is being created by unknown people to this beautiful sport. We are people with experience. We're people that have been working for many years and people that were taught to be educated and love this beautiful sport. And I can say it in his word. He left a huge text that I love. It says, boxing is of the poor. It's a sport of the poor, and as long as there's poor people in the world, there's always going to be boxing. Sincerely, Jose Suleiman Charton. Dear Pepe, we're going to go to the round of Q&A. The Q&A is so that the press can are watching this important and historical launching. And the question sent by Esther Santillan from Claro Sports is asking Pepe, is there going to be any chance for you to do in the future a co-promotion with Sanford to have fights, huge fights in the Azteca Stadium now that we have this total knockout of the WBC. Yes, there's an excellent relationship with Sanford Promotions headed by Fernando Decan. And so we want to do important things. This is to add ourselves up. Today we have all the promoters, and yes, we can. We have strategic alliances, and we're open to important negotiations, such as has been done by Sanford and the ones we've done here in Cancun. And let's not forget the first heavyweight that we did with Don King here at the Cancun bullfight arena. We can work with Sanford Friends, of course. We have an excellent communication with them. Pepe, I'm going to go to the next total knockout. That is one of the questions of the press, and of course, this is going to be is going to be on conventional TV, or you're innovative, and the group of investors in this channel are highly innovative. Are also going to look for the conventional showcase, but social networks and streaming. Yes, of course. We've given the first step, huge step, is to put it into the cable systems in the United States. Being in California, we gave the first step ahead, and of course, we are going to go to streaming. We are going to have different ways so that from your mobile phone, or your iPad, or your computer, and all the internet platforms. But I was also telling you something that this has been spoken from like coffee brands, Cancun, La Riviera Maya, Quintana Roo. Part of its promotion investment, and one of the main clients are the United States, and they're looking also to watch conventional TV, and that is why we started with conventional TV, because this is going to be an advertisement platform for this important touristic destination that is Cancun, Quintana Roo, Playa Mujeres, that is the Mayan Riviera, and many of us. And the main goal and the main question that you ask, and I ask myself, or we ask ourselves with our working team, is why only Vegas? Why only Vegas? Cancun has a lot to offer, by far more. Of course, boxing has done this capital big because it has important vision people that have great vision, great investors, great businessmen. We have casinos. It's become huge, but it's one of the mass sports in Vegas has been boxing. And let's not forget that it was in the parking lot of the hotels. There is where boxing started. The huge arenas in Vegas started. That's why Cancun, 15 years ago, we started with the boxing project in Cancun, and today we have strengthened it with a TV platform, and later on we are going to go to digital platforms. Pepe, Hector Islas is asking if the work synergy with people's promotions are going to have shows through this, live shows through this channel. And the other question, are you going to put aside the promotions you do with TV? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is a fight in Tulum last December. We transmitted for the United States through Total Knockout, WBC for the US, Mexico transmitted through Televisa. We are going to have live fights. We're programming very interesting things that later on we will let the press know, but we're working hard, and this is going to be done as soon as before this year is over from Cancun. Pepe, this question is from Ernesto Amador, myself, and do you know perfectly well, and I live in LA, even if I'm visiting now Cancun, and thank you for all your attentions. Uh, Mexican people living in the US, every time we receive something from Mexico, we receive a little bit of Mexico. In other words, smell of tacos, a smell of Subway, smell of Mexican, smell of Mexican food. What is WBC? What is the United States audience if it being given to WBC? We're having a little bit of a technical problem. We're going to wait for Pepe Gomez to reconnect, and in the meantime, I'm telling all the people that are watching us, send us your questions. Pepe, the question was, how important are the Mexicans living in the US? They have not been served properly in the United States. What do Mexicans represent for Knockout WBC? So this is a question that reminds me the first chat I had with Don Jose. Is a Mexican from Michoacan, has been more than 40 years living, he's been living in the US for Los Angeles more than 40 years. And he said to me, let's put a TV channel. He was the owner, he was transmitting Almavisión, a channel for the Christian community. And I was telling him, this is our goal. And in a chat I had with Oscar Maria, he was one that put us in contact. And let me tell you, these were two Mexicans that told us, and they said to us, let's unite. And we ourselves in Total Knockout, WBC, are going to go for that Mexican audience. We are going to serve this Mexican audience. And we won the world title. And there in Texas, of course, we noticed how important it is to serve the Mexican people in the United States to bring to them these important fights and bouts. And for example, this important bout, there's a boxer that was born in Cancun but trains in Indio, California, and we're waiting for the opportunity to face Ryan Garcia. And that is the level that I'm talking to you about of how are we going to serve the Mexican people in the US. This TV channel is where you will be able to see all these children, all these youngsters that are practicing boxing in the United States and precisely come from Mexican parents. Some of them don't even speak Spanish anymore, as the song of the Northern Los Tigres del Norte say. They don't even speak Spanish, but we have to go after them, and that's why Total Knockout WBC was born. This has a boxing DNA to serve our people, our Mexican people, that needs to be hugged and embraced because we haven't paid the proper attention to them today. We have not paid attention. The boxers, the audience, the Mexicans living in the U.S., boxers living in the US that are of Mexican descent. Pepe, I have a question, and I want you to answer from the bottom of your heart. What moves you, aside from the Latin public and the Latin and the Mexican audiences, as a successful businessman doing this important effort, not only to promote the boxing, but promoting Cancun and promoting Mexico, and also saying, guess what? Boxing deserves exclusive space. It deserves like a total knockout WBC space from the bottom of your heart. What moves you to do that? I'm going to tell you one thing, my dear Ernesto, from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of my mom and my daughters, names and Jose Suleiman. The effort, what moved me was Jose Suleiman, the effort done by the Suleiman family to keep such a huge organism in the world of boxing wonderful. And I'm sure Jose, the um, emeritus president of the WBC, touched our hearts. And what he leaves as a legacy, Don Jose, and of course, congratulations, Mauricio, that was chosen for 4 more years. What does it mean to you that the World Boxing Council provides a space in the 58th convention so that we inform about this time that the channel is born and is dedicated to boxing? I've been 15 years in boxing, in the boxing business, my friend Ernesto Amador, and I've never known, I've never seen, not even at one program that has been launched, a boxing program that has been launched within a world convention. This important opportunity, huge opportunity given to us, our president and friend Mauricio Suleiman, is priceless. This space that he's given us is priceless, and he knows we're committed with boxing and we're committed with the WBC. This confidence given to us, this trust in this important moment to open this space and tell the world we're launching our channel, our Total Knockout WBC has to be tattooed in our skin to defend the colors green and gold as has been done by Jose from the very beginning. Today, Mauricio keeps on going, and the World Boxing Council has to be certain that we will not fail. We'll do our best effort. We are not going to stop. We have been working and fighting in order to keep very high the name of the WBC and the Mexican boxing. We have not stopped. We have been thinking, creating, having fun, and we've been there in with Saturdays, lots of coffee, and we've done boxing shows because we've been there with all our youngsters. We've been fighting with them in order to find space and find the world champions that today, for example, have the Cancun boxing, like La Niña Gomez, Alejandra Pires Jimenez is the champion for me, Lupita Martinez, and the Gran Berger that even if she's not from our company, he lives in Yucatan, Sonora, like Rudy Lopez, like Gilberto Cap, like important champions, El Chivo Rodriguez, and you also have them classified as number 2 in the World Boxing Council. I ranked in second place, and so many other youngsters from Cancun Boxing that are looking for that space and talk to us from throughout the country in Latin America in order to find a space in Cancun Boxing, and even more importantly, having a boxing channel that will help us open the door to all of them. That is why this launching is of utmost importance within the framework of the World Boxing Council annual convention. Pepe, we have 1 more minute. I would like you to please answer to Victor Silva, a great dear friend of mine that remembers your beginning of boxing in the convention center parking lot, and today you have an extraordinary Oasis network. Pepe, we have a minute. Please, can you remind us of that moment? Of course. And he, even more so, he was a producer of the boxing TV Azteca fights, boxing fights. I like Victor. He's a great person. He's a great executive of the World Boxing Council. He's helped me a great deal when I have any question, and my work team has any questions. We always, Paco, under the authorization of Mauricio Suleiman, we ask Victor Silva, and I want to send you a great hug, an ending message, and congratulations for this launching that is going to shake as an earthquake, a 10-degree earthquake. Help us. I ask you to help us. Please help us to position our channel. Help us with your comments. Help us with anybody that has boxing material. We have lots of technology to digitalize, Ernesto. We have a whole technology to digitalize in any of the formats that could come, any boxistic content, any anecdote, any trainer, matchmaker, former promoter approaches. Please help us, because this channel is not for Pepe Gomez. It's not Pepe Gomez's channel. This channel is of the boxing fans. Thank you so much, Pepe Gomez. And on behalf of the World Boxing Council and its president, Mauricio Suleiman, please be pending of what's coming in these 2 ending days of the 58th annual convention. Pepe, the greatest of success, a virtual hug, not only to you, but all the people that have been with us. Thank you to the staff. Thank you to Total Knockout WBC, our partners, so that today this was able to be possible. And thank you to the World Boxing Council and our president, Mauricio Suleiman. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having been with us. Until the next time, visit Cancun, and that's a standing request.